Welcome to season 2 of the Energy Upgrade podcast. I'm your host, Vanessa, master biohacker and successful entrepreneur. In season 1 of the Energy Upgrade, you got to have a taste for my obsession in all things health, energy, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and biohacking, or how to take radical responsibility in living a life by design. As a certified health coach, integrated health practitioner, kinesiologist, and seasoned entrepreneur who built and sold a 7-figure business, I want to dive deeper in this season 2. After healing myself from burnout, from my health falling apart, my hormones leaving my body, I'm here to share everything I wish someone had told me. Every day, I have the incredible opportunity to be mentoring women and supporting them in becoming true magnetic energy bombs. I'm helping them remember who they were all along. It's so powerful that I want to take you in on the journey, almost as if you were a fly on the wall. You'll find that I'm not your typical health coach, and I'm not your typical business coach either. I'm somewhere in between with a lot of spirituality sprinkled in there. This podcast is a sacred place where I come and share with you things that will bring you a high return on investment, because yes, I'm all about ROI. Life goes fast, and if I can show you a shortcut or two, I'll have succeeded at bringing you value. Thank you for being here. Let's go.
Your time is now. Your energy is your life force. You want to be able to magnetize your wildest dreams. A liver detox is the fastest way to start healing. You can and you will.
Welcome back to the Energy Upgrade. This is Vanessa Grutman, your host. And today we're going to have a bit of a controversial conversation. We're going to be talking about poop. Oh, yes. You know, if you know, you know, this is the ultimate way to know the status of your health. Really, it's one of the most ancient way to have wisdom on what's going on inside of your body. And to have today's conversation, I invited Kelly Gillies, who's a registered psychiatric nurse, a registered holistic nutritionist, and a certified colon hydrotherapist. And we're going to have a wonderful conversation taking you behind the scenes in the world of colon hydrotherapy, coffee enemas, liver detoxification, and all things detox. Kelly is extremely passionate about gut health and mental health and using holistic approaches to optimize your well-being. After 10 years of practicing in psychiatric wards, Kelly left the hospital system to create her own wellness sanctuary to empower clients and support them on their healing journey using different holistic modalities that we will talk about in today's show. Kelly has several years of experience with colonics, has gained so much knowledge about gut health and how to overall support and enhance your digestive system. She's done more than 2,000 of these colonics. Kelly is also passionate about educating on the importance of taking a preventative approach to your health and supporting detoxification with treatments offered at her new clinic called Sauna Wellness in Kelowna. She is originally from Edmonton, Alberta, but moved to Kelowna, BC 9 years ago and fell in love with the lifestyle. She is incredibly excited to set up roots for her business and share her passion and sauna wellness with the community. And actually, this is how Kelly and I got to meet. I went to her clinic for her colonics. Isn't that interesting? And so we're going to tell you all about it today. And trust me, this is the kind of conversation that we need more of. We need more of these conversations because they are true keys to unlock not only your energy and vitality, but also to tap into your longevity. So now buckle up, grab your favorite drink, and let's get ready to welcome Kelly. Kelly, welcome to the Energy Upgrade. I'm so excited to be having this conversation with you today.
I'm so excited to be here. It's been a while since I've seen you.
I know. So we should say that we met through a colonics.
Yes, years ago.
And I just find that so funny. Obviously, you have this beautiful clinic now, Sauna Wellness, right? The clinic that is all about detoxification. And then when I used to live in the Okanagan, I met you. You were working from another place, and you were doing colonics all day long, day in, day out. And that's how we got to meet each other, chat, and see how we were like-minded. But I always kind of find it funny that that's how we met. Like you just saw the worst of me, and that's just how you roll. um,
I mean, I always say I've done well over 2,000 now, and there's people I literally meet and already think I've given them a colonic. Like I don't, it's just the most normal, natural thing to me, and it's part of my job. Been
yeah,
nursing for a long time, so it's nothing, but I understand people coming in and thinking it's weird and getting nervous, which we'll get into, but yeah,
yeah,
normal day in the life.
yeah. I definitely want to have a poop conversation today because I don't know why this is so taboo. And I always say when I start working with my clients, especially on the health side, like that is in the top 5 questions I ask them within the first 5 minutes. So it really matters. But before, like, tell us how the heck did you get into this? Because you have a nursing background. So share a little bit more about your story.
Well, I always say I definitely didn't think in kindergarten I want to be a colon hydrotherapist when I grew up, but that's just really the progression of my career. It kind of took me I nursing or psychiatric nursing for just under 10 years, working mainly in inpatient psychiatry in hospitals, and always loved mental health. It's so dear to my heart. But the more I kind of worked in that medical system, obviously a time and place for it, the more my heart just really aligned with more holistic approaches due to how I helped my own body and mind. So, nutrition, sleep hygiene, stress management, just really simple things. And I just noticed it made such a difference in my life. So I actually went on about 5 years into nursing to get certified in holistic nutrition. So I did that program through the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition. Did that for a couple of years, and then I combined my nursing with nutrition and did vitamin infusions for doctors, for naturopaths for a couple of years. Love that. Loved using my nursing skills, but also supporting people's bodies with vitamins and vital nutrients. And then through that journey, I got introduced to colonics. And in 2019, I had not even heard of the term colonic at this point. So like jaw dropped. I was like, what is this? I've given enemas as a nurse. Again, mainly, for elderly that are constipated, not for therapeutic benefits like coffee enemas, which we'll get into later. But so yeah, I went and got my first colonic, and I often say it was the catalyst to my own healing. Like I was a nutritionist, I was eating healthy, doing all the things, but I still was always bloated, brain fog, not like to talk about weight, but I was just a little bit pudgier, 12 to 15 pounds heavier. And even though I ate healthy, I still needed my sugar fix, whether it was healthy granola or just some healthy treats. So definitely through my journey with colonics, realized I definitely had some candida overgrowth, chronic infections, always sick. My immune system was just, I literally walked around with a runny nose most times of the year than not. And after my second colonic, it was like the lights went on. You don't realize how bad you feel till you start feeling good again. I
Hmm.
was really constipated, but again, just like brain fog and sluggish and not as vital as I could be. And after my second colonic, it just really opened my eyes to the power of our digestive health, gut health, detoxification. And then I became a colon hydrotherapist and worked elsewhere for a few years until I realized I really want to open my own space and combine other detoxification treatments.
Oh, that's so great. And now obviously you're not in the nursing world anymore.
No, so I again love psychiatric nursing, and it's such a foundation to what I do here because again our gut health is so linked to our mental health. But after a few years, I'm working during the pandemic. They fired a bunch of nurses for, not getting the COVID vaccine. I don't know if I could say that on air, but I just had to stick to my truth and was terminated along with about 5,000, I believe, other nurses in BC, the only province that still won't hire them back in Canada. But that's okay because it was really a blessing for me to open my own business, which I would have never had the courage to do had I still been working in that system.
Yeah, you know what? Exactly. This is exactly how it was supposed to unfold for you. And I'm so glad you're thriving and you have this beautiful space now for people to really, really, tap back into their body. I just love your story about the connection between gut health and mental health. And I remember, while I was sitting on the bed and you doing that, how we were talking about some of your patients, because at the time you were still um, in the hospital, and how you were just dying to give them a colonics to help so many of their mental symptoms and mental health symptoms, right?
And in the 1950s, colonics was used in psychiatric treatments. And then the pharmaceuticals came in and kind of washed all that away. So there is still some colonics used in hospitals, I believe, actually in Europe, but it's very unheard of in Canada. So
So
even though it's
let's
a
dive
tradition,
it. Yeah, let's dive into this. Like, what the heck is that? What is a colonics? And yeah, just give us all the lowdown.
yeah, so colon hydrotherapy, if you break it down, our colon, it's our large intestine, and then hydrotherapy is simply just water therapy. After within a minute of the treatment, people actually feel quite comfortable, but there's definitely going to be nerves because obviously there has to be a speculum inserted into the rectum. It is quite small, and your muscles really loosen up around it, so it's not even painful.
No.
Like it just feels like you're going to the bathroom. And actually, once we get the water flowing, you're on your back, and I'm actually just doing some gentle abdominal massage and really, really slowly filling the colon with water. Everything is pressure regulated, temperature regulated. It's a very gentle treatment. The first half, I often explain, is a little bit slower as the water is really just hydrating and loosening things up. Even if you do go to the bathroom daily, which a lot of people are regular, doesn't mean they don't have that accumulation and build up along their colon. It's like a pipe, right? So again, just because you're going daily doesn't mean you're squeaky clean down there. So
Hmm.
the first half a little bit slow. Second half, we start to get the removal of the stool along with all the fun stuff, bacteria, parasites, mucus, candida. And so you might have some more cramping. There can be some discomfort, but I've never had anyone in pain. It's even like going for like microneedling, like there's a little bit of discomfort.
It just feels like, you need to go to the bathroom. That's really all it is. Um, and you feel so good when the stuff is moving out. Um, so I also want to quickly talk about the fact that there's like you have top of the class kind of system to do this, but not everybody has that. I've heard like wild stories of people. So let's talk about like why it's not always created equal.
Yeah, so people do come to me. You could see them walking in slowly. They've had a very bad experience in the past. So it definitely depends on the therapist. Some people you do have to communicate with your clients. We're not just going to rush water up their fast and not say anything because it is going to be uncomfortable. There is stool in the colon that it's going to start not expanding, but just creating that pressure and gas. So that's why we go very slow. We communicate. So some people, if they have a bad experience, and it can be uncomfortable. But there's also another system called an open system. I use a closed system. So typically 99.9% of the time, there's no mess or smell. Everything just stays in the tubing through the
Yes.
little tube where I look at everything and tell you about what's going on with your stool, and then to the sewer. There's nothing to deal with. Whereas the open system, you're almost sitting over like a bathtub. So it's open to air. There's benefits to that one, but again, over the course of the 45 minutes, it will become quite stinky. So if you're having 5, 6 treatments in a day, no amount of essential oils and spray can really cover that up. So I think that is a little bit more, especially because those particles are, floating around. So a little bit more unsanitary, I'd say.
Yeah.
But the system I use, made right in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, is been around for 25 years, no reported adverse events. It's shipped all over the world. It's the creme de la creme of colonics machines. So
Yeah,
for
it really is. Because just feel like I have experienced the open system versus the closed. And oh my goodness, I could see why someone would not want to do that again. And so I
Yeah.
highly recommend asking questions if you're looking to have a colonics done. But let's talk also about just the benefits after the fact. So um, while the stool is coming out, you're able to see it because it comes in this tube. So you'll be able to pick up on whether there's candida or parasites. Like, how are you able to tell?
So there's a few things I look for. And again, first of all, it's, having this intake with the client. What are your symptoms? What are you here for? Some people are just like, I don't know, heard it's good. And then people, they haven't gone in 6 days to the bathroom, or they just have chronic constipation and bloating. So that gives me kind of a little sample of what we're going to be looking for. Typically with bloating, I'll see a lot of undigested foods because those foods aren't being broken down in the stomach. So then it's going through your whole digestive system. There's not enough enzymes to break it down. There's not enough hydrochloric acid. It's just not getting broken down properly. So that'll tell me again in the after treatment what we can work on. Mucus is very evident as well, which is typically caused from processed foods, dairy foods. And even if you are, again, on a cleaner journey, there could be people, you're like, I ate McDonald's growing up multiple times per week. So it's a process of detoxing the body. So that'll just kind of show, those kind of foods are affecting your gut. If I see a really strong yellow color, then we know we're getting more into the liver gallbladder because we hold so much bile in our liver and gallbladder. It kind of can become sludgy over time. Doctors these days just take the gallbladder out right away, which I really don't agree with. So yeah, for instance, I had somebody this morning and it was like highlighter yellow color. So again, just shows some of that buildup in the liver gallbladder and would pretty much warrant more of a liver cleanse follow-up.
Exactly. But the colonics is going to help also. So
Yeah.
pair that with a liver detox and it's like you're basically healing yourself.
Yeah. I often say, it's not always about throwing the kitchen sink of supplements at the gut. They're very important. I obviously love mine, but sometimes going in and getting a good cleanse is just so good before starting any protocol. A lot of the naturopaths in town here will send people to me first before starting any kind of major gut resets.
Yeah, I love it. Obviously, we're not healing, diagnosing, or treating any disease here, but it's so awesome. And so you get to see parasites also coming out.
Yeah, so I was gonna touch base on that. I think must have been 2 weeks ago. I was with a lady. She came in for 3 back to back. Not necessarily everyone has to come in back to back, but she was doing a parasite cleanse. She just booked them. And I've done over 2,000. We saw, I think it was a 2-foot parasite. Like the way it came through the tube, it was like, and both of us on like jaw dropped, look at each other and yeah, and again, she was doing protocols, taking like the wormwood, like taking
Yeah.
the parasite cleansing supplements to help kill it off. And then she came in around the full moon. And so we're really trying to release those parasites. So that was a new thing for me. There's other common parasites like liver flukes that are housed in the liver. And then there, of course, there's hundreds and thousands probably of like just
Eggs and yeah.
things I see. But for typical worms, I do see them. I'd say I see them more often when people are actually parasite cleansing. I think it really, they can really cling on in there and
Oh,
hold.
totally. And it actually reminds me that was the reason why I came to you the first time. I was doing this parasite cleanse and we had planned it around the full moon and the whole thing. It is really it is really nice to pair that with a parasite cleanse because it will kind of accelerate. Because what happens when you're doing a parasite cleanse is you're actually killing them, but then sometimes they actually stay in there, and then the immune system is going to start going haywire and attacking them. And then you're going to start feeling really unwell. So it's good to just get it out, get it out, get it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing with colonics that I brought in just last fall is therapeutic enemas and coffee enemas.
Okay. So let's talk about that. I love coffee enemas. I love it. I'm obsessed with it.
I did one this morning. I usually do one a week.
Me
I'm
too.
decide if I'm going to bring my happy bum kit to France with me, but I think I'll leave it here. Yeah,
The
it just
obsession is real. If you're considering bringing it on your trips, and I have considered that too, it's because it's so good. So let's talk about coffee enemas and the benefits of that maybe versus colonics or how they can be worked in together.
Yeah, so typically if you come into a clinic, we'll do the coffee enema after the colonic. I just don't want everyone that's never had either or come in, book a coffee enema. They can't necessarily hold it and they don't really get the full benefits. Whereas if you have never done either, at least with the colonic, we're going to get you as empty as we can, and then you can likely retain the coffee. So how I explain the differences is colonic is really like rinsing and cleansing and cleaning the colon, whereas coffee triggers liver purge, and it's the compounds in the caffeine really help kind of causes that liver to do this, which you can feel when you're holding coffee and you can feel that cramping, and it's kind of dumping those toxins out. It helps produce glutathione up to 700%, which will say on lots of articles, and which I call the gift that keeps on giving, because when those glutathione levels are elevated, then it's our master antioxidant. It's constantly helping with our detox processes. So that's amazing. And then it helps purge excess estrogen, and our liver does absolutely everything. So if you can do anything to support your liver, it's coffee enemas.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I discovered coffee enemas when we first had our really bad mold exposure when actually we were in the Okanagan. And our naturopath at the time was like, you guys need to get this stuff out like in the fastest way possible. So that's when we got into liver cleansing. That's when we got an infrared sauna. That's when we started doing coffee enemas. And it was so insane. Like it was like how we felt immediately after was just
Yeah.
this like incredible energy that, if anybody listening has suffered from mold, it's just one of the worst thing because it just messes with your brain, with your focus, with your energy, with your hormones, with everything. And like just to have this moment of clarity after was just so telling on, the deep purging that was happening. But people are really scared because now you can do it in a clinic like yours, but it's also a practice that you can absolutely do at home as well.
Yeah, my enema kits and my coffee grounds are probably my most sold products. So people, well, they like to do it here, and I kind of just give them a little lesson, and they take their kit home. It doesn't replace colonics. Colonics is still good to have a maintenance protocol, but it's really good for that intermittent cleansing. And if you have chronic constipation, it's just really good to help get things moving.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to quickly say about colonics is I have a colon chart in my room, but not everyone's colon is this perfect shape that we all think. It really can have twists and grooves and narrowings, and colon hydro over time can actually help reshape, retone, and almost stretch it back into place. So I've noticed that personally with my bowel movements, which I'm not afraid to talk about. It was just, again, such a game changer in how things moved, because things really should be that normal, soft, sausage-like.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be straining. They shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be loose. So really aiming to be right in the middle.
Are you a woman entrepreneur with a real service to offer to the world, or an ambitious woman ready to build an authentic business around you and how you can impact the world? Or maybe a woman solopreneur tired of running in circle like a mad woman only to get okay results. If that's you, then let me tell you about Femme Biohacker, my high-level coaching program for women entrepreneurs that are ready to rise. Now, this is not your typical business coaching program. It is not your typical health coaching. It's a mix of spiritual, energetics, health, business, all the things. And it's so expensive. This is a very cutting edge coaching program designed over 12 months. And it's really there to support you with your big ambitions and help you put into the world to birth this new version of you with the support, the guidance, not only of myself, but also practical experts that are coming in the program to help you make sure that you are moving the needle. I also have this beautiful sisterhood, this beautiful community of women in there. It's so humbling to see the quality of the women in that program. I just love that space. Now, Femme Biohacker was really carefully crafted to enhance not only your health, but also amplify your business, your brand impact, all to help you access limitless success. Now, this is really for you if you're ready to level up not only your lifestyle, your brand, your values, but also attract your ideal clients by understanding the power of energetics and what you are calling into the world. If you're ready to shed and really shed light on your money story, your leadership, step back into your power, figure out what is your style, what is your real energy, your spirituality, what is your voice, and how can we do this, and how can we rise in a way that your nervous system feels supported, feels regulated, so that you can tap into infinite success, because yes, my dear, that is your birthright. Now, if you're interested in hearing more about Femme Biohacker, it's simple. The link is in the bio. You can also just DM me for more information. This is by application only. We're a small group of powerhouses that are willing to disrupt how we do business, we level up brands in this market. It's about feminine energetics. It's about learning to really honor our voice and our authentic power. If that's you, DM me for more information or book your appointment for an application, and I cannot wait to help you rise. Let's do this. And when we think about, drainage pathways, right, the way that our body naturally eliminates toxins, the truth is that your colon is the bottleneck, right? It's that last piece of our drainage pathways. And so what that means is we have cellular waste that dumps into our organs. Organs have their own waste that gets dumped into your lymphatic system, that transits through the liver and your bile ducts, and then it dumps into the colon. So, no wonder colon cancer is just so brutal and so
Rates are skyrocketing.
yeah, because so imagine you have this accumulation of your entire body's waste and toxins, and that you're not going to the bathroom. So let's imagine you are constipated, which happens to, a lot of women that I work with because of their level of stress, their nervous system, and just their lifestyle in general. So imagine now we have all of these toxins and, just body waste that is packed into the colon. And because we are constipated, basically we are reabsorbing, the tissues are reabsorbing these toxins and it's recirculating in your bloodstream. And here we go again.
Yes.
And so that's why, doing colonics, like what you're offering, is just so important to make sure that, that bottleneck is actually emptied. It's so vital.
Definitely. And another thing, colonics, like I'm in the world of cleansing, but it's also a great time to educate people about their cellular integrity of their guts. Because again, if there's some leaky gut stuff, which I think we all might have some level of leaky gut with our
Totally.
unfortunately, how can we help support those membranes? So that's like the L-glutamine powder, that's why collagen became popular, which, it's a great product for our guts. Bone broth, which I know you love. So yeah, all very important things to help keep our gut wall sealed together,
Intact.
that
Yeah.
we're not reabsorbing some of those toxins. We're only taking the nutrients we need.
Exactly. Yeah, so the colonics is going to help just like unplug that. And then the coffee enemas actually kind of serves a bit of a different purpose, like you say, really supporting that and amplifying that liver detoxification, giving it that massive boost. And And then people are often like, oh, but how do you do this? I personally just do this. Like I'm lying literally on the bathroom floor. It takes like, I keep it in for about 15 minutes. Then I just have a bowel movement, which is usually just coffee. And,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
I see stuff though. Sometimes I have parasites come out and I'm like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Um,
I've made it part of my routine this morning. I literally did bookkeeping on my phone. So obviously you can meditate and to be, but sometimes you have to multitask. So I was paying bills this morning. It's, and I often do explain people with coffee enemas is I've done enough now to know that. So typically 15 minutes is a good time to hold it because our blood circulates through our liver every 3 to 4 minutes. So that 15 minutes is a good time for it to kind of go through the detox process. However, I've found times, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about when you feel the urge when you're
yeah.
holding the coffee. If my 15-minute buzzer goes off and I'm like, oh, let's just go to the bathroom, I feel like it's more so just coffee. Whereas when I feel that like discomforts, so I'll actually roll over onto my right side for the last 2 minutes, and then I'll feel like, oh my gosh, am I gonna make it to the toilet? That's when I have a way better session, I guess.
Yeah. I actually turn on my right side on the liver side almost right away. So,
Okay.
um,
I
yeah.
find that triggers it almost too quickly. So
Oh,
I
maybe
wait.
that's because I've been doing this for so many years now.
Yeah, probably.
But anyway, and so the one thing I would say, if you're listening and you're like, oh, great, I'm going to do a coffee enema. Okay, just a few pointers quickly. Please do not use Tim Hortons coffee. Okay. We're
No
going to use
sugar.
organic, mold free coffee only because I mean, just otherwise, if we're putting more toxins up there, we're defeating the whole purpose. So that's really important. The other thing is usually using either a silicone or stainless steel bucket. Again, for the same reason, we don't want any microplastic or anything like that coming up. And then the other thing I recommend, I don't know if you do this, but I take a binder 20 minutes before. So usually I'll do like either a charcoal or something like that. And it just helps because we are pulling so many toxins and dumping that into the bloodstream. So it helps to just move that right out and not hang on to it. So I tend to feel like the energy is better when I do that.
Okay, I've never done that, but that would be interesting. I could
You
just
should
give it,
try it. It's a
and
game
you
changer.
use 20 minutes before.
Yeah, so it has time to absorb. And you know how sometimes you might like it sometimes um when you have the urge to go and you go, sometimes you might have even like nausea or you might feel unwell for almost like a minute. And that's usually because there's still some in you.
Yeah,
And then but that feeling when you take the binder, it just completely goes away. Anyway, it's just a good practice.
I will try that.
Yeah, keep me posted. Now let's talk about obviously you love all things detoxification. I do too, so that's why we always have a good time chatting. But that you also added to your clinic different modalities. You have the
Yeah.
Balancer Pro, which gosh, I wish I could buy this thing and just have it at home and do it every day for
I don't know if
lymphatic
you saw, but
drainage.
I just purchased the jacket. So I
Ooh.
have her piece now. I just got it about 2, 3 weeks ago. So I have the bottom goes right up to here. 24 separate air chambers. It kind of individually measures the circumference of your leg, and decongests the lymph nodes. I explain it, it's like squeezing up toothpaste. So it's a little bit different than going for a manual lymphatic massage. It's like a 360-degree lymphatic massage. And it gently pulsates and again decongests the lymph nodes, pushes those toxins up through your lymphatic vessels, and then you'll essentially pee them out. So you know this as well. Our lymphatic system doesn't have its own pump. We can do dry brushing, exercise, jumping, all these things, but this is the Rolls Royce of lymphatic drainage, which Balancer Pro says on their website.
Yeah, it's exceptional. Unfortunately, I just find in Canada it's rare to find, but if you're lucky enough to be in Kelowna and you're listening, Kelly's gonna be your girl. I think you're the only one to have it, right?
Only in the Okanagan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. So this treatment makes you feel just so light because all that puffiness that we hang on to and that stagnancy in our lymphatic system just gets completely flushed out. And I always feel like my legs, I don't know, I just like I can jump. It's almost like I could fly after.
And the actual treatment is so relaxing. It's almost like a heavy blanket, but it's not too, well, it's not tight at all. It just is the perfect pressure. And I put some red light on you. I got a new product called the Brain Tap. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yes, I have one at home. Yes.
Yeah, I'm still playing with it. I'm obsessed with it. I think I also want to bring it on my trip. But yeah, just to elevate your experience a bit when you're in the Balancer Pro and just get these other good things.
Yeah. Yeah, the brain tap helps with basically creating new neural pathways and just it's like a deep, deep, deep meditation. It's really well done. Um, okay, and then obviously you have, good old infrared sauna and cold plunging.
And I originally was just going to do the infrared, and then so I kind of saw the cold plunging again fad, but I love these all the cool fads because they should have been around a long time ago. But and I saw the room that I purchased or that I moved into, and I definitely had room for the cold plunge. So I have the infrared sauna. It's quite a large one because I wanted, most times people are coming in with a partner or a friend just to really kind of, such a good experience to connect with others. And so it's a 3-person sauna, but really comfortably fits 2 people. And then the cold plunge, which is the traditional cold plunge you'll see all over Instagram.
Mhm.
And so that purpose is for the contrast hydrotherapy. So when you go back and forth, it's like it starts really kind of creates that pump in the body and also helps with flushing out toxins. And then we know the benefits for cold plunging, mental alertness, inflammation, boost metabolism, immune system. I love it. Didn't do it today only because today was my coffee and my day, but typically I'm doing one or something here.
Oh, I mean, if that's the dream, you have literally the biohacking center, in your clinic, so you have access to it. It's fantastic. And now we just need to add the liver detox on your shelves and you'll be golden.
Yeah, we'll have to have a side combo after this.
Yeah, I just love what you're doing because this work is so important for people to actually, I always say the first part of healing is just removing what is in the way, removing what's slowing us down, removing what's not supposed to be there. And you're facilitating that for people in a very
And
meaningful way.
and I just think that a lot of people that come here, well, just having a detox routine doesn't mean that you're coming here every day giving yourself a coffee enema, but whether it's seasonally, like right now is literally the most perfect time to cleanse. Our bodies are naturally cleansing. January is actually more hibernation and chill and rest, but March, April, like it's sadly raining today, but it has been beautiful in Kelowna. It is just the time to kind of move out of that colder season and renew and stuff. So whether you come seasonally, even yearly, um, having a point in your life that you are doing these detox methods, because at the end of the day, whether it's environmental stress, or toxin, sorry, stress, our food system, pharmaceuticals, negative energies, we accumulate. So it's important to eliminate.
Yeah, and that's really also what's creating the early onset of disease that we are seeing everywhere, right? Everybody is getting hit by it. So let's try to control what we can, which is how clean our vessel, our body is, and using the modalities and the innovation and the technology that is available to
Yeah,
just move that faster. Like, why not?
absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think that is what I loved about leaving the hospital system is when I worked there, it was such a, um, you know, reactive versus taking a proactive approach and really honing in on wellness versus the hospital. Even the vocabulary is a very illness focused system. So this is just so amazing to have people walk through these doors and they want to get better and they want to, take control of their health,
It's
which,
happy medicine.
yeah,
Yeah, and I always say, uh, there's a lot of things that are put in place in the system to help you forget that you have control over your health and your body, but please remember that you have way more control than you think, and there are way more solutions. And I wish, there would be a sauna wellness everywhere in the country. Are you thinking of
yeah.
maybe expanding?
I definitely have, yeah, it's definitely on the vision board. if anything, I'm thinking my brother lives on the island. I'm going there next month. I love it. I would not right in Victoria, but there's some different communities around. And then I'm also from Edmonton. Like all my family's there. It is Edmonton, but I love to visit and it has nothing like that's here. I think there's only one cold plunge spot, which is crazy because Calgary has like tons. So Edmonton's not really big in the wellness world. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, we need more biohacking centers, that's for sure. And we need more awareness just around detoxification in general. So thank you for doing what you're doing. Now, Kelly, where can people find you?
So my personal Instagram is at the Holistic Blonde, and my business Instagram where you could find things all about my business is at Sona Wellness Clinic.
Perfect. We'll put these in the show notes so people can contact you. And especially if you're living in the Okanagan, treat yourself. Go for a full circuit of
People come
detoxification.
in and they do the sauna, colonic, balancer pro. It's about 2.5 hours, but they actually leave a different person. You can just
Oh,
feel. So I really encourage if you can do all three, you'll feel amazing.
and especially if you're feeling, low mood, if you're feeling, just overwhelmed, if you're feeling bloated, just like icky, yucky, you will come out a different person, guaranteed. Because when you just get rid of all these toxins, oh,
Yeah. I think is it Hyman? He says the
yeah,
FLS, feeling like shit syndrome, like that's when you know to come in.
feeling like shit syndrome. I love it.
And it could be after a Mexico trip and too many tacos, like anytime you're just kind of feeling bogged down, it's a good time to just step into a sauna or do some detoxing.
Love it. Thank you so much, Kelly. This was a great conversation. Thank you for talking about poop. And I need to go back to Kelowna and come and see you.
Definitely. Make sure you let me know when you're here.
Yes. Thank you again, Kelly. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
The information shared on this podcast is for information purposes only and doesn't provide any medical advice. Vanessa Grutman does not cure, diagnose, or treat disease. Please consult your physician before trying any new protocol or product.